In this episode of the Module Project, I'm going to show you how we mount the module on the wall. So let's go. I'm Tom Kovichak, and in this module project we run into a unique situation where the module is going to be lifted up instead of being on permanent legs or temporary legs. And the reason for that is so I could work on it easily, or if I need to, I could take the module out, put some legs on it and put it someplace else. If I want to take it to a train show to do some demonstrations on it, I could do that with the legs on it. And in another episode, I'll show you how to mount the legs and the cross braces on the bottom. But for right now, I'm going to show you how I mount it to the wall, because what I need to do, I need to be able to slide it out a little bit and then lift it up. So let's get started with this right now. It's in the evening and I have a stud finder, but the only problem is I don't have a 9-volt battery for it. So what I did was I got out my trusty other stud finder, my little magnet. And what I did was I went around, and you can see I marked 2 on each one, all the way around here, all the way down. Well, you can't see the tick marks on there, but I put 2 of them, believe me, all the way down to the cable receptacle right here. I haven't figured out the height yet, maybe about 45 inches. And then I have to remember that I have 4 inches above that, so I'll bring that down to maybe where either 45 or 46 inches for the top of the table. So I'll put an L girder here and an L girder on this wall here, going all the way down. So my first piece, the 2x4, I'll just lay it in there. So I have a support on either end of it. Now I've thought about a thing where I could, pull it out a couple of inches, maybe 3 or 4 inches, and then lift it up. That way, if I have any scenery in the back or if I have any buildings in the back, I won't disturb the buildings. But I'll have to figure out a way to do that so it would slide easily. I'm going to go over a brief recap of what I planned for this project that I discussed a little bit in the last video. I'm going to have the 1x3, and I actually made one last night, a L girder, and I'm going to put that on the wall. There's where all 3 pieces are going to go, and you can see I'm going to have some T-braces that go into the wall like this. This is a 1x2 and a 1x3. And then I'm going to have a 1x3 block right there. So this 1x3 will screw into this on the side there. So it'll fit in there like that. And then this T-brace will go back up against that L girder right here. And in that configuration right there. Just got back from Home Depot. Had to buy some more lumber. And I had to buy some new countersink set. Had to buy the whole set because that's the only way they sold it. I'm going to screw everything into the wall with number 10 by 2-inch screws. And so I had to buy the whole set. And they didn't have the individual ones. And I bought a bunch of lumber, a bunch of 1x3s, 8 of them. I don't know if you can see it all down there. I got 8 1x3s and 3 extra 1x2s, and I had a 1x2 that I was working on last night. We purchased this townhouse in 2011. It was brand new construction, and I watched as they built everything for this townhouse. And the way they did the walls, we have concrete block walls between the units. Then they took 1x2 pieces of lumber, stacked them together, and put them at 24-inch centers most of the time. And the one wall that I start out at is an interior wall, so they use the metal studs on there, which I have to drill a pilot hole into the metal stud so the wood screw will catch into that hole and, draw it in. Otherwise, it'll just sit there and just spin and just put a little dimple on that metal stud. So putting that pilot hole in that metal stud will actually allow that screw to enter it and pull it up against the back of the drywall to make a secure fit on there. All right, I got these sticking out just a little bit, so what I'm going to do is put them right here where this is going to be. I already have the wall marked for level, and I'll just rotate this down onto it and push it in. Okay. Now that I marked the wall for the location of the screws, it's time to drill into the metal studs, which I'll be doing off camera. And I need to get the other battery. Now we're going to attach the 8-foot L girder to the opposite wall, and Debbie's going to give me a hand with this. Okay, grab that level. Make sure we're on it. Just stick it up. Bring it over this way. Okay. So. Just need to keep it right on this line right here.
I got it.
Okay.
Like a little bit more.
Which way you want to go?
Up. Okay. Okay, now.
You're above it. You need to be able to see the line. Okay.
Okay, I can see it.
You need to be right on it. Okay. That's it right there. This wall's a little bit crooked. Okay. The wall's bent. All right, here we go. Okay. That's level. All right, you let go. There. These pieces here for the 2x4. They'll go across here. One back there, and one back there with about 1 inch to spare on each side. And then the 2x4 piece of plywood will go there. And then the 2x6 will go here. And then I'll need to put the braces in there. So that's nice and sturdy.
All right.
All right. Woohoo! Yeah.
You got a plan.
Now this L girder I'll be able to set into place without the assistance of Debbie, because you can see right there I got a splice plate in there, so that'll hold up the one end. So that holds that end up. Bring the level over here and come down. There's my mark right there. Okay, help it out a little bit right there. That looks good. Right there. Okay. When that happens, got a lot of shavings in there. Perfect. is remove this splice plate. And put the screws right there, and then put the splice plate back. Here's what we're looking at for Friday night. I got the L girders all the way down, 16 foot of it. I got the 2x4 finished. I got it sitting over there in place. I got the cross braces, 3 of them done. I got all the pads ready to go. There's my 1x2 by 1x3 that's going to go on the bottom, and I decided to make it 10 inches from the bottom because 8 inches is just a little bit too low. 10 inches give me a little bit more, and from what we see here, we're going to run this from the bottom L girder, inverted L girder, up to the top, and we'll put an angle brace in there. You'll see in this next clip that nothing is ever plumb, because I imagined that the studs were coming straight down, and I marked the studs all the way down to where that should be. And when I pre-drilled the L girder that I was going to put in close to the floor, I found out that it was about a ½ an inch off. So you'll see how I remedied that in this clip right here. See, I have those screws in right there, and where you see that T-pin is where the stud actually is, and had to do it over here too. In fact, I put another screw in there before I remembered that I had some T-pins that I could stick in the wall, but you can see I marked where the stud should be, and they weren't there. Over here also, and the one on the end was pretty close. I have my cross braces on here like this. I have them marked out so where it would fit underneath the L girder with the 1x3 on it. So this is how I have it set up, and I'm gonna put my pilot holes in there, and let me do it this way so I could prop it up against there. Okay, there we go. So I should have put a center line on there. I got a center line on the other one, but anyway, I'll put the pilot holes in here so we can drill our number 6 screws in there by 1.25 inches. And I'm hoping that I get it right down the center. I got it marked on this one here. That's the center right there, so there we go. So once we get these made up, then I could install them on the wall and put the angle bracket on it, on the top and the bottom, and then we'll be able to set our module up. Okay, there we go. Take this off. And we have our T-brace right there. We got this part will fit on the end, and there'll be another 1x3 on this side here on the face. And then this back part here will fit under the 1x3 L girder right there, like that. So just have to make up one more of these. With the two 2x6 pieces, I made 5 cross braces, one at each end. Now the the two 2x6s share one right in the middle. There'll be one on each middle section of the 2x6 and one on each end of the 2x6. So that's 5 T-brackets that I made to hold up the modules. Right now we're going to mount the T-bracket on there, and what I have to do is put 2 pilot holes down through here. I have the bracket braces on there. To hold it in place. We'll put 2 screws in there, and then we'll be able to brace it from the other side, on the bottom side. I can take the clamps out now and they'll hold it in place. And then all I have to do right now, I pre-drilled this piece right here. Let me start these screws. And this is just to give us a screwing surface from the side. I'll drill a couple of pilot holes on this side over here, and that'll put the screw in this board that I just put up here. So draw it on a little bit of an angle. Now there's a little bit of wiggle in there, and then we just have to put a angle bracket right here. That's this right here. This will go right there. And I'll put my level on here to see where it is, and we'll be good to go with that. So what I'll do is take the clamp, get one of these clamps, and just temporarily clamp this in place. And then we could figure out where we want to get this, put the level on this to make sure that this straight, put the level on here to make sure we're level right there. We'll be good to go. We just got the second module up, got the braces in and the module in place. And so we're ready to rock and roll. And there's the rest of everything right there. Got my light up here. The video light doubles as a work light. Since all these modules are removable, I needed a way to secure them so every time that I set them in place, all the tracks will be aligned. So that's going to be on our next video, on the next episode of the module project. So stay tuned for that. And until the next time, we'll see you.